everybody. We are on another fantastic episode of Blowing Bubbles. It is I, Kyle, co-founder of Blowing Bubbles, and I am alongside
Rebecca, CEO of Blowing Bubbles.
last podcast. Becca declared that she was the owner of Blowing Bubbles, so she's the founder, and I will be from here on in known as the co-founder. Right now, I'm just enjoying this lovely Monday night. It is July 7th. It's July 6th. Sorry, tomorrow's July 7th. And tonight,
Jeez.
we're just what's wrong?
You're already on Tuesday.
Oh, I'm excited for the next day. I'm excited to move forward, going back to work soon. The pandemic can't hold me down. But I'm still going to be donning a beautiful mask across my beautiful face. And I don't know, I have this very chill, mellow vibe right now. I haven't had tea in forever.
Meanwhile, I've been donning a mask around my face for a month and a half now.
Well, that's hilarious.
Wow. Well, some people have just been lounging around.
My butt has become flat for how much I've been sitting around. If it wasn't flat before, it's flat now. And it was pretty flat before.
I do not envy you, that's for sure.
Envy my flat butt?
Nope.
Huh. Okay then. So today we're gonna be discussing. We're gonna be discussing a little good old little hentai. We're going to be talking about a little hentai real quick. Right? That's what it is?
Not hentai.
Oh, anime. My bad. We're going to be talking about a little anime today. Not TV shows. The other media. Some might say the better media. What is that called?
Videos. Movies.
She's a little slow. That's okay. I'm sitting here. I got a nice cup of tea in my Studio Ghibli themed mug. It's got a bunch of soot sprites on it. It's perfect for right now. We're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite Studio Ghibli films. I'm a little excited because Studio Ghibli is very dear to my heart. It makes me happy. It makes me cry. It makes me mad. Makes me angry. Makes me tired. It makes me so many different things.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe. Studio Ghibli to me is like the closest thing to like a Disney movie.
Why does everything have to be Disney with you?
Because the mouse owns me.
What mouse? Mickey?
Yeah.
Fuck that mouse, man.
I'm indebted to the mouse.
I'm indebted to that big fat cat thing.
He's not a cat, he's a mouse.
Talk about Totoro.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know how you want to start this. Do you want to take the first step? Tell me your number 5.
Sure, my number 5 is actually My Neighbor Totoro.
No way. Are you serious?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Go ahead. Why?
Well, I mean
it's still in 5, you know? Like, we've seen a good majority of them.
It's a fan favorite, you know? But it's... I don't know. Maybe it's because it's overrated. I like it. But it's not my top 4.
What about what about it isn't make it better than your other top 4? Like, why is it not up higher?
I don't know what you just asked because you cut out.
Why isn't it higher? Like, why isn't it higher on your list?
Because I don't know. It had a plot, but not really to me.
Okay.
It's cutesy and fun, and he's like a little whimsical character, and he's cute, and I like the relationship between the sisters, but like on a scale of like 1 to 10, I would give it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all Studio Ghibli movies I've only watched once.
Uh-huh. Mostly me. I mean, okay, kind of twice. Twice for most.
I mean, besides Howl's Moving Castle. And I also watch movies and things like that to be entertained, not for a deeper meaning like you do.
Okay.
So when I watched My Neighbor Totoro, I was looking for entertainment and like a story to follow. And it's not like it was hard. It was just, it didn't grab my attention as much as the other ones did.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Okay.
That's about it. I mean,
I'm curious
probably
what
going to
made
get
your
shit for that.
I'm curious what your number 6 is. Really, at this point, what would you give your number 6?
Probably Porco Rosso.
Okay.
He's not on my list.
Yeah, that's my 6.
Yeah.
Well, at least we're in the same ballpark with that. I love that movie, but I wouldn't rate it lower than 7. I'd probably rate it 7.
No. Yeah. But yeah, that's I mean, he's the icon for Studio Ghibli. Yes, but
well deserving of being an icon.
Right. His movie's iconic, but in my personal opinion, I liked it enough to be on my top 5, but not enough to be on my top 4.
I get that. All right, you don't have to be upset about your decision.
I don't know. You made it. You made
I'm
me
just
feel
curious. I'm just curious why you chose that.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, like I said before, I like the storyline. It just.
I'm not pointing a gun at her. Let's say that.
Storyline.
You acted like you were like in a courtroom beating sweat.
No, I do. I feel like that.
Why? No one gives a shit. It's your opinion.
But,
let it be that way.
People give a shit because if somebody was to put these in order, I'm sure tons of people have.
Listen,
My Neighbor Totoro,
a lot of people are going to be upset if our number 1 isn't Spirited Away. So we're going to get people upset.
Okay. All right, let's get this party started.
My number 5 then. Mine, I like, so like everything from this point on, I think is like 7.5 and above. You know, like deserving, because like and I'm not really rating them. Like I didn't really think in depth wise how I wanted to rate these. I just gonna ballpark it, and I really didn't go in depth with each movie to think of how I'm gonna rate it. Of course, because like I'm not doing a video on it, I'm just doing a podcast.
Right. No, and that was my same thought process. I was like, all right, let me think of when I watched it and then rate them as which one's really stuck with me.
And I feel like a lot of people, like a 5 out of 10 is bad. It's not, that's okay. You know, like 5 out of 10 is an okay film.
That's
What'd
middle.
You say? Yeah, right. It's middle. My number 5 I gave to Kiki's Delivery Service.
Really?
I love this movie. It's still really good. I would kind of give it the ballpark of a 7.57. I think there wasn't a lot that was super memorable. Like there's a lot of iconic imagery from all the Studio Ghibli films. You know, there's a lot of memorable characters, memorable settings, and stalemates and plot points that you're put in during all the Studio Ghibli films. But I really can't remember certain heavy plot points or heavy moments that stick inside my head. I could kind of think, because I've seen the movie twice, and I could kind of think of certain points. So like when she's at home and then she's in the sky and she's flying to her town, the town that she was assigned, and then the hell was I going to say? She goes to the town that she was assigned, and then
Right.
That's another plot point. I can't think of my brain just went literally 100% dead. Then she goes to the town. She lives in the little attic area where she stays. Then there's a later in the plot point. See, then I kind of forget a lot there because it's like, okay, what? She's just exploring the town, flying around the town, whatever. And then she moves on.
Well, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. You can keep going.
And then she moves on to the forest, and she goes to the forest and meets that lady, and then she goes back to the town. You know, like there isn't a lot of traveling to certain locations that are extremely memorable. Yet, besides that, all those places are pretty well imprinted in my mind. Like I'll remember the beginning, her little family home. It's beautiful. It looks gorgeous. Then in the sky, I remember the beautiful atmosphere and clouds and landscapes. And then when she gets to the city and her attic is really memorable. There's a lot of memorable, beautiful points. The plot is pretty adorable. The idea behind the plot is very cute. But I wouldn't put it higher than 5, but it deserves 5. I think it deserves to be on the top 5 list for me, just because it's just such a iconic piece of work from Studio Ghibli, and it's also really sweet.
Yeah. Well, and I was just gonna say, I mean, the fact it's kind of like My Neighbor Totoro for me is like the fact just now that you couldn't even like it was memorable enough. Like, and I think that's for all Studio Ghibli's films where it's memorable enough that you remember all the beautiful landscapes and everything like that, but it wasn't memorable enough for you to even remember like what happened in the plot. You know.
Well, I think Studio Ghibli is kind of guilty of that, of what the fuck is going on. There really is no plot. You know, it's like
right.
there's not really any cohesion throughout the story of what exactly is happening besides a theme that is trying to be implied. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whether it be like Princess Mononoke, like, okay, he gets the disease, he goes to this village. It feels like we're focusing on a plot that isn't this, and more so something else. You know what I mean? It's kind of repetitive in their films, but some of them kind of are way more obvious what they're trying to do and say, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kiki's is just really sweet and sincere, and I like it a lot. I really do. I think the idea behind the ending with Kiki is unique in her own way, kind of thing. I think that's like the message they're trying to imply. And I wouldn't. I was in a toss up because 6 is my Porco Rosso, which I was like, I really like Porco Rosso.
Yeah, I remember that being one of your favorites when you had first introduced Studio Ghibli to me. One of the first ones we ever watched was Porco Rosso.
And it might be just because maybe I'm just like in a certain mood, because it is interchangeable for me. Like Porco Rosso could have been flipped with Kiki.
Yeah.
But I think Porco Rosso is also just a great piece of work, and it's one of the. I feel like it's one. Yeah, it is like. Yeah, it's like one of the only male leads of any of the Studio Ghiblis I can think of right now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, all of the Studio Ghiblis are these strong female.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? Princess Mononoke, kind of male lead, but she kind of takes the spotlight once he's like once Princess Mononoke is in it, she takes the spotlight from him.
Yeah.
Because she's so cool. All right, my number 5 is Kiki. You want to do your number 4, beautiful.
My number 4 was Princess Mononoke.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like the storyline. She's badass. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hello?
All right, we're back.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there.
It's okay. We'll cut it.
Yeah, mine was at like 15:30. Just, I don't know if you want to make a note of that or anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I was saying about Princess Mononoke before I got cut off.
Don't even say that. Just keep going.
I don't know.
Just restart. Just say Princess Mononoke and just keep going. You literally said one thing about it.
So, what was the last thing I said? Was
Honey,
about
just
how
start
she's
off.
a
Just say
badass?
my number 4 is Princess Mononoke.
Oh, okay. So, my number 4 is Princess Mononoke.
Oh.
Your reaction was so funny.
What?
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
All right, sorry. I'll redo it.
What? Okay.
I'm sorry.
You more work
made
for
me
me.
Giggle.
Okay,
What?
you're making more work for me.
Well, I could have just started off where I left off. You'll hear in the audio where I left off.
Just start with number 4, honey.
Yeah, okay, so my number 4 is Princess Mononoke. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right now because I've said her name like 7 times. Okay, so I like Princess Mononoke because she's a badass. A. You know me because I have to do my A and B's. And I like the storyline behind like the forest spirits. They're so cute.
Cute? They're fucking terrifying. What do you mean cute?
Yes, but they're also cute at the same time.
Okay. The idea of it, I guess. They're fucking scary though, man. Looking at the spirit of the forest, the boar spirit, the monkey spirits. Get the fuck out of here. That's the hell.
Yeah. But I mean the whole rebirth and like regrowth and that whole taking care of nature and the beauty of the forest. I liked it. It kept me entertained the whole time. And but at the same time, like you said, with the spirits and things like that, it was a bit scary.
Okay.
I getcha. So that's why it's not my
numero uno.
Top on my top 3. Yeah. But I do like it and I like her. She's cool.
Is she your favorite character?
In that? Yeah.
What's your favorite scene?
Definitely.
I know my favorite scene.
I
know you've seen it once. It's hard to remember everything.
Yeah, I don't know because we watched it sophomore year. That was a whole
3 years ago.
3 years, 3 or 4? 4 years ago.
I still remember everything, Home Slice. You have photographic memory. I have literally a sloped brain that barely functions. I do not remember scenes from a movie.
Easy, like this.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you have any favorite scene or no? No?
No. Not really.
Okay. Well, I'll go on to my number 4. All right. My number 4 is My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, wow. It's our lower on the food chains.
I mean, I wouldn't expect it to make top 3 from me. My Neighbor Totoro, like you said, is really just a very cute, wholesome film. It makes you comfortable, and I think that is the intention of the film. You know, like its intention is to make you feel at home or make you feel comfortable, because that's kind of the dilemma that May, and I can never remember the older sister's name. I just remember May because she has an easy name to remember. I remember May. I remember. I believe like that's the whole point that they're trying to make is like May and her older sister, specifically May more so, is trying to get like acquainted and comfortable with their home, and it's hard to without the mom. You know, it's hard to get make your home a home without the other parent. And not saying a home can't be a home with only one parent. But it's a child, and it's kind of just the point that they're trying to make in the film, and they're trying to make her comfortable, and that's kind of just what the viewer is getting too. Is they're trying to give this sense of comfort to the viewer, and they give it so well. Like, I love the scene where there's the screened-in place where they sleep, and they're like in their bedrolls, and like you can hear like the crickets and the screen shut. And there's a scene where they're taking a bath, and it looks so warm and nice. And then there's scenes with Totoro where it's like this, you get these like two different ends, where it's like this mystical end and then like the real life end. Like, he goes to his shrine and they pray, and then she goes into this world, she rolls into this world and lands on top of a big fluffy fat thing. Like a big fluffy fat raccoon, you know what I mean? And there's just so much iconic imagery to it. Like the biggest iconic, I honestly, it's so huge. Like, it's been parodyized. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word.
I think you were right with paradise.
Paradise? Whatever. It's been made a parody in so many different things, you know what I mean? Of them standing next to each other in the rain, with her with the umbrella and him with the leaf on his head, you know what I mean? And I don't know, there's just so many different reasons to love it, you know, like as 1 out of 10 I'd give it an 8 kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know what else more to say about it besides it's just it brings a sense of comfort and a home vibe from the entire thing.
Yeah, it's just like a feel good.
Yeah, a little slice of life with fantasy. It really is just something that just makes you feel warm inside. And I mean, the little girls could get, like, May kind of gets annoying just being like a little girl, you know, doing like being loud and goofy and stuff. It's like, whatever. But there's just so much adorable imagery, and that's probably why it's so iconic and so memorable, because it's for everyone in the family.
Childlike, yeah. But it's childlike, but then it also deals with
real shit.
Real shit, and this is like, in the end, it kind of shows you how kids deal with the real shit, you know? They make imaginary little creatures.
Or are they imaginary?
I don't know.
Exactly. I think that's the point, maybe, you know? Is it so fake that it's real? You know, like, is it so, like, what you believe and what you think, is it not, is there a point where, like, it's like Big Fish, you know, like, it's so fake that it becomes real, right?
Right.
I don't know. That's just interesting. I love that fucking movie. It's so goddamn cute. Every single scene. The cat bus, fucking Totoro being cute, flying around. Oh, I love the scene where the girls are outside and they're like, the Totoro's making the tree grow, and then the girls go and help him trying to make the tree grow. I love that scene. Where they're like waving their arms up in the air. Okay, I'm done talking about my neighbor Totoro. Go ahead. Tell me your number 3. I feel like we're just me and you are both like going down like a ladder, like one behind each other, because like your 4 was Totoro, right? Or was 5 your Totoro?
My 5 was Totoro.
My 4 was Totoro. Like, I feel like we're just gonna keep go ahead.
So my 3 is Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was far up the list.
I liked it a lot more than you did.
Apparently.
I guess.
Apparently.
I don't know. She's just I liked it because I just lost my train of thought. Maybe I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. She's just such a sweet little character. I love her, and she's like a little ball of spitfire. Her personality is so funny and stuck with me because she's kind of like she's a sassy little girl, and she's just learning how to be a witch, and there's almost like this she is learning and she's flying, and like you had said before, the scene where she's up in the clouds is just beautiful, and I love that scene.
And then she passes that other witch going to another town.
Right, yeah,
Little girl.
And that it's just I just really liked it, and it really stuck with me, and I like her little relationship with her little black cat she has. Gigi? Yeah.
I think if I can butt in, because I gave it my number 5,
Yeah.
so I think another reason why I put it up on my list, and it's kind of the same thing as Porco Rosso. A lot of the characters in Studio Ghibli films suffer from having an arc. You know what I mean? Like in Princess Mononoke, the main character really doesn't have an arc. He just has a goal. You know, he doesn't become better by the end of it. He doesn't change. He's just kind of going with the wind. You know what I mean? He's kind of just floating.
Yeah.
A lot of the films have that. Castle in the Sky. The main character really doesn't do anything to change or have any character development. He's just kind of dealing with it. But Kiki has character development. She's like insecure on what she wants to become and if she's a good witch, you know. And then in the end, and she's like questioning why she doesn't have great abilities and great magic and stuff like that. But in the end, she realizes she does have great magic in a certain sense. Sorry, I just wanted to say that because it came into my head.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's I maybe that is the reason that I put her so high up. I mean, it is cool watching her develop, because at the beginning she was just a trainee, and then she becomes a full-blown witch.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you get to see her and see her see her personality and the relationship she makes with her customers and things like that, and then to see her literally fall off of her broomstick in a way, just from a lack of like confidence, basically. I like that. I like the development of her character.
I think also I thought you were going to say this before, but you grew up with a lot of witchcraft because your mom loves Harry Potter. So Harry Potter was always weird to me because like I never thought of the way like it's like like the Wicked Witch of the West kind of thing, like that kind of witch. Like it's like a completely different thing in my mind from like Harry Potter witches and wizards. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of what Kiki is. She's kind of like this, like she's kind of like the Wicked Witch of the West witch, but also Harry Potter wizards and witches, you know, kind of thing. And you also grew up with Wizards of Waverly Place and that Halloween Town movie, or the one with the 3 witches that, like, I don't know what the fuck that one's called. What's that 3 witches movie? It's like an ABC movie.
Oh, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Like all these like different types of movies. Sorry.
Well, I also, and you know, when we were doing this, Kyle didn't even put this on the list, but I also like Mary and the Witch's Flower, Studio Ghibli.
Oh yeah, that was a really good one too.
Actually, it turns out it's not Studio. Oh no, it is Studio Ghibli. I just looked it up.
It's Studio Ghibli. I couldn't
think of what it was called. Yeah, it was. It is.
I think it might be a different director than Hayao Miyazaki.
It's called. It's Studio I don't want to say it wrong.
One sec. Mary and the Witch's Flower.
The company was founded by former Studio Ghibli.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, producer. But I liked. I don't think it's very Studio Ghibli-esque, but it's not Studio Ghibli.
It's not Studio Ghibli.
And that was good. No, it's not Studio Ghibli. I just said that. I was getting that confused with something with I thought it was, but I was wrong. But I also really like that. It's the director. It was founded by an old Studio Ghibli employee, right?
He produced when Marnie was there and Arrietty.
So it makes sense that it's very Studio Ghibli-esque.
I thought Mary and the Witch's Flower was better than both of those movies.
Yeah.
When Marnie was there and Arietti. Well, I haven't seen Arietti, but I haven't heard great things about it.
I've only seen when Marnie was there.
Okay, want me to go next?
Yes. Wait, before you do that, can you hear the fireworks?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry. Yes, I would love
Happy
for you to go
July.
next.
My number 3 is Princess Mononoke. See, we're like right behind each other right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think I put this higher because like when we did the Cartoon Network or Disney Channel, I liked how there were different genres, let's say this, different movies or TV shows for different ages, right? So like My Neighbor Totoro is for a child, you know? It could be for a child, you know? It could be for someone like, I don't know, 5+, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But Princess Mononoke is kind of up there. You know, it's a little darker. It has a little more brooding elements and blood and gore and different stuff like that.
It tests the boundaries. It's very not like all the other Studio Ghibli films.
None of them even come close to the graphic and gore that it could. There's a scene where his powers give him the ability to shoot a guy's arms off his body. Like, it's like, holy shit, that's dark.
Well, and also, I don't know if you know this, but they did like 3D animation to make the flesh look even more realistic with Princess Mononoke and stuff.
I think I've heard of that because they do like some sort of 3D shading on whatever 2D blood or gore that they create or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. But that aside, I do love the fact that there is a sense of adult or a maturity to it. But that means that they're trying to direct it towards a mature audience, you know? Like, it's not meant for kids, you know what I mean? Kids kind of already get that they don't need to get that they need to help the environment and take care of the environment, even though that they should know the simplicity of it, you know? But as you grow up, you should learn more about your earth and take care of it more. And I think that's what they're trying to direct it towards. Is there's, of course, this Princess Mononoke's overarching theme, or the idea that they're trying to tell you, is that you have to take care of the planet. You have to take care of the world, you know what I mean? And if you don't, it's going to fight back, and that's what happens in the end. Once they try to kill the forest spirit, the forest spirit fights back and starts murdering everybody and killing all the people. You know what I mean? So there is this sense of I like the message it's trying to say. You know, it's not. It's apparent when you see it, but when you're watching it, it's not apparent. You know what I mean? It's kind of just you're going through this adventure with these characters and enjoying the film. But once you think about it, you're like, oh, shit, okay, I see what they're trying to tell me. But besides that, I'm going to keep saying besides that, I think that the art is so freaking beautiful in that movie. There's shots of the forest spirit, like close-up face. I'm gonna keep saying the forest spirit because it's the most like psychedelic thing in the entire film. The first scene is it's one of my favorite Studio Ghibli scenes. Where the demon comes into the town. It's crawling on all fours, chasing Yakul, and I can't remember the main character's name. I remember the freaking deer thing's name, but I can't remember the main character's name. Excuse me. And that scene is just so cool and action-packed, and you really don't see that in any of the Studio Ghibli films. Like, Porco Rosso kind of has that action-packed elements where he's like plane fights and stuff like that, but that just feels so high octane, and this monster's running through the field, and then you just move on from there and you go into this beautiful adventure with meeting all these crazy characters and crazy locations, and it's just so cool. It's such a cool adventure, and I would give it, what did I say about My Neighbor Totoro? I gave it an 8. I'm going to give this a freaking 8.7. That's what I give Princess Mononoke, an 8.7. It is so good. It is so good.
Yeah. It is a good one.
What was your reasoning for not putting it up higher?
I didn't really have a reason.
Oh.
I just like the other ones
okay.
better.
Well, I didn't know if there was like a certain thing that made. You know what it probably is? Kiki kind of has a character that develops in Princess Mononoke kind of doesn't. I get where you're going with that.
I'm very much, besides My Neighbor Totoro, realizing now all of my favorites have strong female characters.
Well, that's all the Studio Ghibli films. Every single one.
That's true. Yeah.
I love that because like there's some movies
but
that
they don't push it like, oh, this girl is doing this thing. It's just like, yeah, that's a badass
like
girl.
it's not really brought up, and Hayao Miyazaki, like he did it like naturally, like it doesn't feel like it's forced, it doesn't feel like he's trying to make people the way they are, you know what I mean? Not trying to make them the way they are. Say that, if that makes sense. Like I saw the Invisible Man movie, and I liked the movie. I don't know why we're talking Invisible Man. Whatever, we're already on a tangent. I saw the Invisible Man movie, and it's that actress from The Bridesmaids.
The Handmaid's Tale?
The Bridesmaid's Tale.
The Bridesmaid.
And throughout the movie, you're like, oh, wow, this character's like really believable, and like she's reacting the way that anyone would react. And then at one point, she breaks out of a building, and then out of nowhere she becomes she picks up a gun and like is like pointing it around and like doing things that seem so unnatural to her character. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I get making a strong female lead, but do it the right way, where it's like any other human or person would react correctly. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Just because like out of nowhere, she's like first this like freaked out. There's an invisible person somewhere, and then out of nowhere she becomes fucking John Wick. Like, I hate that shit. That happens in so many movies, especially. I mean, there's just so many. There's a problem with that. All right, go on to your number two.
I unfortunately
my
have
number
not
two is
seen
John Wick.
The Invisible Man. My number two is Castle in the Sky.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
That's crazy. Okay.
Why? Yours isn't?
No.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I just, again, I don't really have a reason for anything. I don't have an in-depth. I don't have an in-depth brain like Kyle. I just.
I wouldn't say that.
Sure.
I have a hole in my brain if you want to say that.
No, not true.
All right, tell me what you like about Castle in the Sky. I'm curious.
I loved Lapida.
Okay. Yeah,
right?
Lapida.
Yeah. It was just so cool, the robots, and how they were all all the vegetation and the forest had grown over top of it. Just love it. That was so beautiful. And those scenes stuck with me, like when they first, when, what's the little girl's name? Sheeta, right? Sheeta?
I think so.
And I can't remember the little boy's name.
It's something with an R, I think.
When they had discovered the robot stuff, that really stuck with me as one of the most iconic memories, most iconic Studio Ghibli scenes.
What, the robot waking up?
In my opinion.
The Destroyer, or whatever it's called?
Yeah, yeah. And I that just stuck with me. I was entertained the whole time. I enjoyed it the whole time.
Pazu. His name's Pazu.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Princess Sheeta and Pazu.
Because the correct me if I'm wrong, the story is that she is like the lost princess of the sky, right? Or
I think she's a descendant of whoever the people were, right, of the Lapida.
Right. Yeah.
Or no, I don't remember. She might have been Yeah, she was in a. Yeah, yes. That's what happens.
Well, because she had like this higher being feeling.
Yeah, and in the end, she's with her like cousin or whatever, whoever that guy is, and he's like trying to use her to open some shit or start up some army or whatever.
Right, because like she had told
Pazu, yeah.
Yeah, that her grandma had taught her like spells and stuff.
Oh yes.
So she had known that something was up.
You know what? Thinking about it right now, I think I want to kick Kiki out of number 5 and give it to Castle in the Sky.
It was just such a beautiful. It was just a masterpiece, as like artistic wise, and like I just thought it was just cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like for
I'm
lack
gonna quote you
of
on
a
that
better,
one. It was just cool, you know. Hey dog, like that shit was pretty cool. Number 2. Yeah, I think I'm honestly getting rid of Kiki and giving it to Castle in the Sky.
And the whole scene where they're like running from the soldiers and stuff like that. That's like when they're from the pirates, right? Is that what they were?
At the beginning, they're running away from the pirates, but midway through,
yeah, but
they become allies.
They join the pirates, right? Mm-hmm. And I liked it. I just thought it was a good movie.
It's cool because like they do something interesting with the male and female characters. I don't know why we keep bringing up this like male and female strong leads and shit, but they put it in it, so we're gonna talk about it.
Right.
They do something cool where the females are kind of in charge of a lot of stuff. You know, like they're so the princess is there, right? She's powerful. Then there's the older lady who is in charge of the pirates. You know what I mean? I like that. They kind of make sure to keep them like in line. You know what I'm saying? It's the leadership role kind of thing. And then like the muscle is kind of like all the doofy men. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cool to see that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because like in a lot of Western cinema or movies or TV, it's kind of just like men are the tough and smart, and then the women are like the weak, timid, and beautiful, sexy, hot. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting dynamic, especially for kids. You know what I mean? And that's another weird thing about like Disney princess films. Like they really didn't like have strong leads until what, like you said in the first podcast, Tiana. You know, like they really didn't have any. Right. They were strong, but they still had that
male companion.
Male companion. Not even that. Just that they were weak to begin with, you know? Like, and that's just not who people are, you know? People aren't just gonna be timid and give up on shit, you know what I mean? Right. That's what's cool about these characters. Like the princess, Sheeta, she immediately starts like fighting, you know? She starts working with the pirates and stuff like that. And there's a lot of iconic imagery in it, you know, like her floating down to Pazu while he's working, you know what I mean? Floating from the sky with the necklace she has on her. There's like you said, the robot giving, does he give a flower? I think he gives a flower, right?
Yes, yeah.
What is it? What is he called? I feel like he has like a name. Is it just robot? I thought it was something cool.
Yeah, I don't even know if...
I love their design, anywho. But it's another cool thing where it's like he's like this sweet, innocent-looking creature, but he's actually a machine meant to destroy. You know what I mean?
Right.
To kill. All right, sorry, I totally butted in on you talking about Castle in the Sky.
No, it's okay.
Do you have anything else to say?
I mean... No, that's it.
Okay, because I totally changed fuck Kiki's. Number 5, Castle in the Sky. Watch, if we start talking about like Porco Rosso or some shit, I'll throw that one in 5. What am I on? 2?
Yes, number 2.
All right, so my number 2, I know what your number 1 is. The fact that you don't have this on here, what I have as my number 2, maybe someone will give you shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My number 2 is Spirited Away.
Of course it is.
it's fucking cool. Like, the whole idea is cool. You know what I mean? It's kind of when I talk about Howl's Moving Castle, you'll kind of see what I mean. But it's kind of a 180 in comparison to like Howl's Moving Castle. It's really like fast paced, and it's giving you a lot of information a lot quickly. And it's all cool stuff. You know what I mean? There isn't a moment where you're not feeling like you're in this weird, fantastical realm. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about Studio Ghibli. Like, it's not just regular European fantasy, Tolkien-esque goblins, orcs, elves, humans, hobbits, dwarves. You know what I mean? It's something more than that. Like, it's crazy, almost psychedelic fantasy. You know? And Spirited Away just portrays that in such creative, crazy concepts, where it's just you got No Face, you got Haku, you have who's a boy that turns into this snake dragon dog wolf fucking thing, and then there's No Face who seems like like creepy, and then he ends up being this gluttonous monster. Like, I can't even. I'm usually good at like seeing the allegorical statement or the metaphorical statement placed inside certain things. I've watched Spirited Away 5+ times, and I still don't know what the fuck they're trying to get at. Seriously, but it's just it's crazy entertaining the whole time, and there's something so interesting and cool about a ghost spirit bathhouse. Like, what? That's just the coolest shit. A place where demons and evil spirits and good spirits and ghosts or whatever go to relax. Like, that's such a crazy, colorful, unique idea. I mean, all of these ideas are crazy, colorful, and unique, but Spirited Away does something that's just like on a whole other level. You know, like, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is even happening in this? And I like the process that they take her from, because she's like this. Not okay. She's kind of stuck up at the beginning. Why can't I think of her name? Can you look it up, please?
Yeah.
Beck?
Yeah.
Let me know what her name is. And I like how it does this thing where it starts you off at the bottom. So once she's like a stuck-up posh girl, and then what is it?
Chihiro?
Chihira.
Yeah.
Or is it Chihiro? Chihira?
Chihiro. It's Chihiro.
Chihira. Say that.
Yeah.
So it like starts her off at the bottom. So she starts at the bottom, and you see how like everything functions, which is really, really interesting. So like you start at the bottom where it's that guy with like 8 arms. He's like a spider, and he's keeps putting coal in the furnace, and then the soot sprites are carrying the coal, and then Chihira kind of helps build that, like helps do that, and then she gains allies, and she's becoming friends with people, and she moves up to the bathhouse, and then she's working the bathhouse, cleaning monsters and doing that shit. And then she keeps building her way up all the way to the top till she sees the witch. I forgot what she's called, but and it's just every single, like, and all of those steps and all those rooms are so memorable in their own way. And that's a great thing about Studio Ghibli. It's like so much iconic imagery to every single scene.
Like the Soot Sprites.
Soot Sprites?
Like the Soot Sprites.
I'm not sure if that's where Soot Sprites came from. I don't know what came out first. Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, or Spirited Away. I'm pretty sure My Neighbor Totoro came out first. Can't talk.
Spirited Away on the 20th of July will be 18 years old.
So it came out in 2002. Wow. That's nuts.
2001. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. But Spirited Away was, I mean, it won what did it win? An Oscar or Golden Globe? Golden Globe. Golden Globe.
Oh, My Neighbor Totoro came out first. 1988.
So that made the Soot Sprites. They call it something different, not Soot Sprites, don't they?
I didn't think
maybe
so.
I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, Spirited Away is just so much iconic imagery.
Yeah, they do.
What?
Sushu.
Oh, what's happening with you? What happened?
Susuwatari.
What are you talking about? What do we do? I don't know what you're saying.
That's the word that's used for soot sprites.
What do you mean? Oh, Susuwatari.
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you not know how to say that? Soot gremlins, soot sprites, black soots, dust bunnies. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, they came out. They were first in My Neighbor Totoro. Interesting. Susuwatari. They're cute. I love them. Yeah, but just so much iconic imagery, iconic characters. I mean, No Face is on every emo girl's fucking backpack, you know, like as a patch or a pin, you know. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'm done talking about Spirited Away. I love it. 9 out of 10, easy. All right, what's your number one? Because we're gonna be talking about this one.
My number one is Howl's Moving Castle.
I like it.
For
There was no
reasons.
build up. There was just my number one's number one. Careful.
No, because I mean, if you've watched our other podcast, you know just how much Howl's Moving Castle means to us.
On our other podcast, Missy, you didn't put Howl's Moving Castle on your top 3 movies.
No, but I talked about it. I wouldn't consider it to be my top 3 movies of all time, but if we're talking about Studio Ghibli, it's my top 1.
Oh, okay. My top 1 is Howl's Moving Castle as well.
Of course.
Tell me what you love about it, because I think I know what you love about it, but I'd like to hear it from your own little beautiful mouth.
I love everything about it. I love Calcifer. I love Marco. I love Hal. I love Sophie.
Uh-huh.
I love the house. I love Turniphead.
Yep.
I even love the Wicked Witch of the Waste a little bit, you know? Again, I love the women. We keep talking about them, but I love the women of Studio Ghibli. I think
Howl's Moving Castle does the best with Sophie than any other female character.
Gosh. She's just, because she's like so blatantly blind by what she's capable of, and that's something that so many girls can relate to, you know? Nobody can relate to having magic in them unless you do, and then hit me up because I'd love to know how you have magic in you. But just the theme behind it, just that she doesn't know her own power inside of her, is just cool. And she just thinks that she's just this plain, ordinary girl that nobody would care about.
Yeah, I think Sophie, what's beautiful about her character is that she thinks and or wants to be ordinary. You know what I mean? Or she thinks it's like the right thing to be ordinary, you know? Or not like ogled at, you know what I mean? Like she wants to be that kind of calm, complacent girl. And
I think she doesn't like the attention on her.
No, yeah.
She very much likes to be in the background.
She's a very conservative character. It's interesting.
Yeah.
She and that's how they express the character through all the fantasy and magic within the film, you know? Like she's
right.
She is a mage or a wizard as powerful as Hal, you know, from the beginning.
Maybe even more powerful.
Maybe, you know, maybe. Yeah. But what I love about it is that she gets the whole premise is that she gets turned into an old woman, and she's stuck as an old woman, and she needs to find a wizard to help her. You know, she finds Hal. She searches for Hal and finds him. She isn't worried because she's not worried of him because he only eats the heart of beautiful women, you know. But
or so the legend says, you know.
But she thinks she's not beautiful and she's an old woman, so she's gonna go find Hal. So she goes and finds Hal, and he takes the curse away from her, right? immediately, just like that. He does it easily because he's a magical, powerful wizard. But she stays old. And I don't know, and that's another interesting dynamic of Howl in of his own. Does he realize that she's keeping herself as an old woman? You know? I think he might.
Yeah.
I don't think because he's a fucking wizard. He just got rid of it, and she's still an old woman, so there's something wrong, you know?
Yeah, like, do you think he realized what she was capable of?
Maybe at that point, maybe that's why he kept her around, you know? Maybe that's why he fell in love with her. Because she's not the thing that he's always been getting. And obviously, the Wicked Witch of the Waste is this woman that's gloating and thinks she's all powerful and says she's all powerful. Right. She becomes nothing. But Sophie is more conserved with herself, and she's also this beyond powerful witch and wizard, or whatever you want to call it. And that's just such a great concept, that this girl is so insecure and isn't self-aware with herself that she doesn't even realize what great potential she is. You know what I mean?
Right. But you would say that she's insecure? Because I don't think that she is. I think she's confident in the fact that she's ordinary, you know?
Okay, but I think I see what you're saying. But she's still a beautiful character, you know, like beautiful in of her looks. You know what I mean? She's not ugly. Everyone perceives her as ugly. She perceived herself as ugly because her sister at one point is like, maybe you should stay inside. You don't want Hal eating your heart, or the wizard's eating your heart, or something like that. And he's like, oh, no one will eat my heart. I'm ugly, you know, kind of thing. So she's not even secure in her looks, you know, along with her abilities and talent and such.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just such a beautiful concept that even when you're at she wasn't at her lowest because she was still a hatter. She worked her butt off. She was a powerful, strong character to begin with. But even when you think you're at your lowest, or you think you're not good, you're still good. Like, you're still okay. You're still going to be fine.
Yeah, and then you have Hal, who's just this big coward.
And that's another cool thing.
Who everybody thinks is so wonderful, and he thinks he's so wonderful, but he really is just a big crybaby.
He's a crybaby, but there's a lot of merit. Yeah. He still has this like childish behavior, you know. He still has this childish ideals, and he is powerful. He is very, very strong because he's got some sort of demon inside of him, or a demon has his heart. But he's not a weak character either, you know. Like, he's shown weak at points, which is great. You know, you should have a moment of weakness, and a lot of the time he's weak throughout the entire thing. You know what I mean? Unless he needs to be strong. And Sophie does the exact same thing. When she needs to be strong, she's strong. When she's weak, she's weak. You know, and most of the time she's not even weak. But I like that Howl is like fighting a war and trying to like move the war along, and like there's so many like little different intricacies behind the scenes that you don't even see.
Because the whole time you're so focused on Hal and Sophie and the little world that's going on inside of Hal's moving castle, that you don't even realize that right now there's a war going on because the prince is missing. And it's so good because you forget about it.
You forget that it's even happening. Like, you're like, oh shit, there's a freaking war happening.
Right. Oh my god. They talk about the prince going missing at the beginning of the movie, and then they never talk about it again.
Except, you know, that's what the war is. Like, they give, like, it's really subtle how they give it too, which is kind of cool. You know, it's like, it's like two men reading a newspaper, and one's like, did you hear the prince is gone? That's the war's getting crazy now, or some crazy shit like that.
Right. Literally, like, two men passing by talk about it, and that's it.
Which I like. I like that subtlety shit, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially in a movie like this, it's for fucking kids. Or not kids, but younger people. I don't know who. House for everyone.
I think besides Princess Mononoke, I think all Studio Ghiblis are pretty much for. I mean,
Grave of Fireflies.
No, Grave. Yeah, and honestly, the wind rises too. I would say, isn't really.
Yeah, okay, maybe it's got a little bit of a morbid kind of idea.
Isn't it World War I or World War II?
He designs the planes for the war, but it's not really brought up entirely. It's kind of like it's not to the nose.
Yeah.
But also Howl's Moving Castle, and we've been talking about that a lot with all these films. It has fucking the craziest iconic imagery to me. Like, it's just so good.
Oh, so
there's
beautiful.
So many like every scene is a screenshot worthy for your desktop. Like, mostly every fucking scene. I don't know how it's possible.
Well, honestly, my desktop right now is Howl's Moving Castle. So yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
But also, I was going along that. I don't understand why Hal's bedroom scene isn't more as iconic as the scene with Totoro holding the leaf over the girl, or holding the leaf over his head with the girls in the umbrella.
I get what you're saying, and I think I know why you're saying, because that's my favorite scene in the whole movie, aesthetically.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's
great.
Yes, but yes and no.
Want to hear my theory on why?
Why?
So, like, what'd you say? Would you compare that to My Neighbor Totoro with the umbrella and the rain?
Yeah.
That's way more simple. It's raining. It's the forest. It's two characters side by side kind of thing. If you want to take an iconic imagery, it's Howl's Castle moving on a hill. You know, that's like the best. Yes, that's the most iconic thing from Howl's Moving Castle. That is
the most iconic.
That or Calcifer.
And the imagery of the castle, like every little part, if you just look at it, it's so
intricate.
Incredible.
It's beyond intricate.
Like, to have somebody this is with like all Studio Ghiblis, all animes really, you know, like just to pause and look at all of that
hand-drawn shit.
That's art. It's hand-drawn, you know, like you take that for granted when you're watching it, because you're just so used to just cartoons and things like that, but stuff like this is hand-drawn, bit by bit, piece by piece, you know, shot scene by scene.
A lot of I might be wrong, and a lot of people might criticize this, but I feel like Howl's Moving Castle has some of the best backgrounds in any of the Studio Ghibli films. A lot of, like, My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away has good ones.
Yes.
Kiki's Delivery Service is kind of on the Howl's Moving Castle side, I'll say that. But a lot of them are just like forest backgrounds, clear skies, a little bit of a city, you know? But Howl has, like, there's so many different types. There's lakes, there's mountains, there's cities, there's train yards, there's gardens, there's castles, there's fish towns, there's just so it's ridiculous. There's war. There's so many different backgrounds to that, and I'm talking like backdrops basically, not just like the background of what's happening plot wise. The background literally as in the imagery that you're seeing. It's just so diverse, and that's what creates such iconic things. And that's what Spirited Away does with the different layers of the different layers of the bathhouse. But Howl's Moving Castle has just so many different areas that you see, and so many different unique locations that you keep in mind. I mean, you go from the town, then the forest or the woods or the plains, and then you go, or the waste, that's what's called, the waste, sorry. Then you go into the castle, then you go travel to the city, I can't remember, then you travel to another city, then you travel to the fish town or whatever, then you travel to the castle, the palace, the garden, then you're flying in the freaking sky. Like, it just keeps fucking going. It's so crazy. I think that is so beautiful.
Beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful.
I think if I was going to say what makes it most powerful, it's the message. The message behind it. It's so fucking hard to explain. That it's like, she's this girl. She's not self-aware of who she is, or she's not confident. That's the best way. Confident. She's not confident.
Yeah. That's exactly the word. I couldn't think of what it was before, but that's it.
She's not confident in herself. She's brought down to the lowest of the low. She becomes a 90-year-old, 100-year-old woman, you know?
Right.
She not only is she weak in her own capabilities now, she's weak in the physical ability, you know?
Oh, for sure.
gets taken away from her, but she still stays at her low. You know, she still stays there.
Yeah.
She comes back out every once in a while, maybe for Hal, maybe for Markle, maybe for Calcifer, maybe for, it doesn't matter. You know, wherever it fluctuates, she might age a little bit, then go back to her old self, decrepit self, age up a little bit, go back to herself. I mean, I sound fucking crazy right now, but that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. It is.
Until the end, where it's beautiful. She was a brown-haired, very calm-looking girl at the beginning. She becomes an old gray woman. Then at the end, even in the imagery of it, she takes her hair and keeps it silver like an old woman, because she's still kind of reflecting on that. Like, that's still who she is, but she's going to be powerful for the world, or for herself, or for Hal, or for Markle, or for whatever, you know? And that's just such a beautiful message to give, I think, to a young girl, is to, no matter how low you can be, or how low you are, you're going to bounce. You have to wear that low and stand on top of it confidently. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, 100%. I was letting you go on you were on your soapbox, so I was just letting you ride it out.
Do you kind of agree with that premise?
No, 100%. I agree. I actually never even thought about why she keeps her silver hair, but I like what you said. You know, if you're going to have those feelings of yourself, and you're going grow out of it, and that's what she did, but she still embraced it and wore it as an armor, you know, for who she was in the end.
And she looks dope. At the end, she looks like the coolest fucking witch.
Silver hair.
Coolest wizard on earth, man. Her and Hal. And that's kind of cool, because, like, it's such a beautiful contrast. Go ahead.
But just as a side note, I just liked the fact of this movie where it wasn't like shoved down your throat, their relationship, you know. There was like no romantic scenes. It was like they
developed
more
like
of
friends,
like a mutual
but then become in love, you know. I think that's fucking perfect. That's like
they had
Go ahead.
They had like a mutual respect for each other at first, then they butted heads, then they became friends, and that's when it just blossomed. And like at the end, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I guess they do love each other. you know, it was just it wasn't something.
They're very contrasting characters. Like even just like even an aesthetic point of view. Excuse me. In an aesthetic point of view, she turns into this old woman. Her hair becomes silver. The silver is kind of the representation of like defeat, kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hal has a transformation of his hair color as well. He used to be blonde, confident, perfect, but he becomes black because he's tired. He feels the evil overwhelming him with Calcifer's demon-like properties to him, making him become more not human. You know, he's becoming this demon bird thing or whatever the fuck he's turning into, because it's so cool.
Yeah.
But it's a representation. He's in his low. She's in her low, right? They're both in their lowest point. He's exhausted from fighting this war and whatever the hell he's doing. And she's in this low because she's just not confident. But they both build each other back up. And then they both keep that look, you know, they keep looking like that. Because it's a representation of who they were and what they've gone through, you know. And I love this idea that they're both weak and strong at the exact same time, you know, like they're whatever magical properties they have, and also that they've gone through shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm blurting out stuff. I should stop talking.
Long story short, Howl's Moving Castle obviously is our top.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
I know people will usually choose Spirited Away, and most people that don't even like Studio Ghibli film, or maybe people that don't like anime, like Spirited Away. It's almost like it feels like a Disney film to people for some reason. Even though I feel like Howl's Moving Castle or Castle in the Sky feels way more like a Disney film.
Right. I was just going to say that when I watched Howl's Moving Castle, the music, everything.
Oh my god, I didn't talk about the music.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you on that topic.
I mean, the song is just gorgeous. It has, and
Yeah.
like there's the piano in it. Like it just feels like
The
magic.
music in all Studio Ghiblis are good.
It is. It all is.
But Howl's Moving Castle really sticks with you.
I think I can't talk about Howl's Moving Castle anymore. 10 out of 10. Would do again. Probably have done it. We'll do it again soon because I have it. I've watched it probably 10 plus times now. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Oh, okay. Wait. Let's finish off with our. Okay, so we have to finish off with our least favorite Studio Ghibli, or Studio Ghibli that you've seen. We're not going to talk crazy about it. We're just going to say what it is.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
The Cat
The
Returns.
Wind Rises.
Oh, what? Really?
Oh, really?
What the fuck? The Wind Rises is so good. You know what? Fuck
It's
The Cat
so
Returns. Fuck when Marnie was
long.
there. Fuck when Marnie was there.
Oh, you hate that
movie. Fucking was stupid and boring. It has some cool imagery. The lighthouse was cool. That's about it.
That wasn't that bad.
It was just so boring, dude. I mean, the ending was kind of cool.
So was The Wind Rises. It was so long.
It feels long.
That movie felt like 5. Yeah, if you can't keep me entertained where you're only it might only be an hour and a half, but it feels so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really doesn't have a lot to it. You know, there's not a lot of meat to it compared to all the other Studio Ghiblis.
Right. Yeah. So that's my feeling on it. It just didn't keep me as entertained as everything else. And yeah, I mean, if I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, I'm going to enjoy it, but
can't enjoy that
shit. I did not enjoy that one. Nope.
It's still a good movie. I'll say that. It's just not as fantastical or great as a lot of other Studio Ghibli films. Like when Marnie was there, I think it's boring. Really doesn't get a point across well. It goes on for way too long.
And she's a lesbian to her aunt grandma thing.
Oh yeah, and I don't understand what the message was or what they were trying to say or what actually was happening. I really didn't. Yeah. I was so confused on the entire situation. Was she falling in love with her? Does she care about her? Like I don't entirely understand. It's a great concept. I like the idea of it.
And if you understand it, please let us know. I would love to have an open conversation about when Marnie was there, because I just walked away from it and I was like, wait, what?
I remember after I watched it, I read a summary on it, and the guy kind of whoever wrote it, didn't sound like he knew what the fuck it was about. I was like, dude, you didn't explain anything. I didn't know what's happening. All right, well, fuck that movie. So easy just to say, oh, fuck that movie.
Yeah.
When it's like probably like 12 people's like favorite, literal absolute favorite
whatever.
Freaking.
You 12 people, you do you know. All right.
Well.
So to finish this off, my meme.
Wow, you actually remember your
podcast? Yeah, it's a Studio Ghibli meme.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah,
I like how you give like really specific memes, and I'm always gonna give like a meme, like.
You're always gonna give Beetlejuice. Moving on. My favorite my meme for this week. It's kind of dated. It's from 2018, but it comes up on my Facebook feed every once in a while, and people will share it, and I'm like, you don't know what this is from. It's from Howl's Moving Castle, and it says me in my 20s, and it's a screenshot of Sophie as an old lady, and it says, it's not easy being old.
The fuck?
It kills me. I love it so much. I relate to it. I relate to it very hardcore, and also I love Sophie.
My meme is a man
oh, God.
that deserves everything.
Oh my gosh.
He's a man that has worked hard for his money. He's a literal YouTube star. Some might call him a YouTuber. He loves food, and he's extremely fucking large. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
I'm talking about Airsoft Fatty, baby.
I'm not surprised.
Airsoft Fatty is like just like a genuine little sweetheart, but he's just just his mannerisms are just the funniest fucking thing on the planet. Just the way he approaches stuff, and his comedy's pretty good. He's getting good. Like he understands he's a meme, and he's approaching that meme strong, you know. And I like that shit. If I ever become a meme, which I probably won't, because I'm a giant piece of shit, I will totally approach it like him. Fat and cute. See? Does that fit me?
Perfect.
Sure.
No.
She says sure.
I said no.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that concludes this Blowing Bubbles episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you don't shit on us too much for liking certain movies more than others.
And if you do, so be it, you know?
We're just fucking blowing bubbles here, man. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that I didn't put Spirited Away on my list. It just
I knew you were going to still be thinking about that. Ever since I said it.
I wasn't
my number
thinking
one is
about
Spirited
that.
Away.
I was thinking about My Neighbor Totoro.
What? What is it? Number 5 for you?
I'm sorry, guys, that it wasn't number higher up, but I just don't like it as much as the other ones.
Was it number 5 for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At least it's on your list. The most iconic character.
It's my list, not yours.
Yeah, get off our list, bro. All right. We're
Let
out.
us know what your list is.
Yeah, leave a comment down below with your list, dog.
Like this video. Comment.
Smack that fucking bell. And don't forget to fucking subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Zoom, Skype, Discord.
Join our Discord.
Shit. Join our board on Trello. Just keep going. Oh, follow us on Facebook. Yeah.
Thanks for blowing bubbles with
thanks
us.
for blowing
See you next
bubbles
time.
with the poppies. I told you I'm bringing the poppies in.
All right, let's cut this out. Bye.
Bye. Oh, God.